So I'm gonna try to do this really quick. Of course, my videos are never really quick. They take a while. Currently got my little princess in my arms right now, my little baby girl. But I guess I have some thoughts about market as far as conditions, and like the title says, what the bigger game is, the big issue is, because I don't think people quite understand it, or maybe not quite understand it. Maybe it's just something. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like with what the Fed is doing, again, when I was looking at the S&P 500, I feel like what the Fed is doing, I think there's a bigger agenda at hand. And I'm probably wrong. Who cares? In either case, I feel like the agenda is to subdue and keep market conditions down low enough to kill consumer or basically investor, basically turn it into dissent, from where it's not like a positive thing anymore, but where it becomes this negative thing. And the only reason I think that they would do that, really, is to basically keep people from having enough capital in their grasp or in their reach to be able to survive years down the road when power and money and finances becomes more centralized. Because I feel like when that centralization gets tighter, I mean, look at what happens to people who speak out against the establishment. They get their accounts closed, they get their social media closed, they effectively lose their ability to live and interact in society. And it's tragic. And so although I mean, if you follow me, you've been following me on this channel, initially I was so enamored by SHIB and enamored by this coin called Cat Girl that I was in and all the gains I was making, and I've ended up at the tail end of a bear market, massive loss, right? But as I've been following things for this whole year, it almost seems like the internet, the blockchain, the powers that be, the Fed, they're about 20 years ahead in regulation, in attacking rights, while everybody else on the outside has no clue what's going on. Only the top few percent of us that understand what a decentralized wallet is. That it's just mind-boggling to me, and I just think right now is the most important time in history for investing, for being in this market that we have. Period. It's the most important time period. And with Elon buying Twitter, basically, purchasing it and doing what he wants with it, firing those people that are effectively penalizing people for having an idea or a thought. It's messed up. I'm looking for something here because I made a comment before, I guess, Elon had purchased Twitter, before it actually got taken. I'm trying to find this comment. And I think what he's doing currently is trying to basically tie in Dogecoin into the network to where he's trying to get rid of bots by encouraged payment of accounts. That's definitely awesome. But this is something that like I like tagged him in on October the 20th. I didn't get any interaction, but this is my post. I'm just gonna put it up, and I'll stop here. You can pause the video and read effectively what I put. But basically, what I said that is, I think we could use crypto to basically combat bots, or in some way use it as a way to be used with the social media. And I tagged him in this. I said, hey, can you make this happen? Of course, these guys not gonna talk to me. They're busy. A lot of these people are smarter than me. But it's kind of funny, like how my thoughts and ideas when it comes to things like that, he's doing that or hinting at doing it with Twitter when it comes to Dogecoin, like making it, like combining the two of them together, because that's what needs to happen, honestly. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, man, it's reminiscent. It's just crazy, right? And the market is just eating it up. I honestly really hope that it's not the case, that the Fed and those that be in the higher powers beyond, that they're not going to try to subvert or subdue the market down so low, or basically keep it down because they want to keep people from making gains, or they're afraid of what crypto is. Or if you really think about it, would the government want to have a nation of 2 to 3 million? Well, we probably already do, but let's go like to 100 million people in the United States that are all wealthy and don't need the system. No, and over history, you can't really have that. I mean, it really wasn't that way over history either. I mean, somebody's got to wash the cars, somebody's got to make the tools, somebody's got to work in the factory, somebody's got to be a policeman, somebody's got to go fight for the military. You got to have a balance of certain things, and maybe this is their way of reverting that. Maybe if we hold out through it, we could be that top 1% that makes it, but I don't think everybody's going to make it. Specifically by Powell's hawkish stance, I think it's beyond him. And as long as they have their foot on it, they not only affect the United States with the inflation, they also control the rest of the world. Everybody else, as far as their value, their money, goes down too significantly. And it's kind of like them just putting their big foot down. Look, we export inflation, and we're not going to export it anymore. Let's see what you guys do when we stop it. And let's see how long we can put this pain on so that we can position ourselves to maintain control while the rest of you all suffer. It's kind of sad to think about, but that's what I think is going on. Being that it's more of a vlog, I don't want to tell anybody really about like what to invest in and how to do it, because I haven't had that experience and haven't been a whole year. I don't want anybody wrecked on my account. I'm not a financial advisor, a financial planner. Like I'm literally a guy who just discovered this, and I'm trying to navigate it and utilize it, hopefully to put my family in a better place. That's all I can say. Really. I mean, that's when it boils down. So, am I still invested in crypto and certain things? Most definitely. I know, baby girl. I'm in Hex, for sure. I like this project. Will it stand the test of time? Don't know. I believe it will. I checked out the contract address again. You should research the contract I think you should research the contract addresses of the coins that you're invested in, and look at the holders. The first 1,000 holders in Hex, they're all millionaires, and I'm not talking like just $1 million. It's like 3 million plus. I don't know if they're all stakers. I don't know if they put it away for the 5,555 days, but there's millionaires in Hex already, and they're sitting on tons of money. Another one that I'm surprised by in the Hex community, they really drug this one through the ground, was Zen. And Zen, like, while everything was red over the past few days, Zen went up like 300 something percent. Like, literally, it was ridiculous. Just this day alone, it was up at one point 200. Well, yesterday, it was up at around 200 some percent. So everything else was red. Nothing else moved, even though it's looking like we're down 27%. That's because it's down 27% from the new day, the 3rd of November. 2nd of November, I mean, it was, and I think what's happening is people are staking now, because the minting function is no longer profitable, and so they're staking, and the staking action of the short-term range between 20 to 29 days is so profitable, they're pumping money into it, which is interesting, because I think about it that way, what I've done is basically I've just put a line out, 20 days from now. Effectively, if they're staking and holding it, and they can close their stakes early, they don't have to hold them. But if they're doing the long-term stakes for 20 days, basically the day when everybody's going to dump. So I'm kind of holding that until close to the 20th day time frame, which puts us around like November the 20th. Yeah, that Zen was crazy, and like Twitter was silent on Zen all day until like of course, when they're on Twitter, everybody's silent until they've gotten their money out. This is warning, 50% retracement. Yeah, no, maybe, who the heck knows? We're all weathermen. We really don't know what the heck's gonna happen. I mean, there could have easily been a 50% retracement here. No, you never really know. No one knows. No one has any idea. What is baby? Are you gonna go to sleep? Baby girl likes to stay up all night. She likes to be a part of the show, so she's here with me. But I guess I'm just tired of okay, so you have Zen make this crazy move throughout the entire day. Nobody talks about it, and when they do talk about it, it's right around here, like when it starts dipping out. It's kind of like, I'm tired of that crap. And now I'm not following in their advice. I'm starting to use Twitter as like the sentiment, and when people start talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, such and such went up 3,000%. You should get in," and they start clapping. That's when I start seeing top signals. Like, okay, they've closed their position, they're getting out. While everybody else who now finds out about it becomes exit liquidity, and that's the name of the game. It's like, when you find out about it, it's over. What's another good example of that? Hex. Music is bugging. One second. So music kind of got a little loud there. Sorry about that. But Hex is another example of that. I did say the first 1,000 holders in Hex, they're all millionaires, right? Problem with that is, it's like, everybody's like, oh, Hex is great, Hex is not, you gotta buy it, get Hex. I found Hex around here in February, in early January of 2022, okay? I bought here, people bought here, and the price has not done anything for us but just dip. And everybody's like, buy the dip. I didn't do that. And I get buy the dip. What I did was just like, I'm waiting for the product. In early February, everybody's thinking right here, because I remember it. Like, when this happened, this happened right here. This W. Everybody's like, oh, it's a W. It's a Richard Hart W. It's gonna reverse and go back up, right? And my thought process was, I feel like you have more money in your hand, capital-wise, as far as dollars are concerned, if you have like a large stack, like so, let's say you have $20,000, right? And this is why DCAing is stupid to me. So you say you have $20,000, and you just buy $20,000 at 14 cents. And if you buy it at 14 cents, you may not be perfect on the timing within the range, and if it takes off, well, that's $20,000 of 14 cents and gains as the price moves up. But let's say you buy 20,000 at 14 cents and the price goes and breaks below, like basically like it did here. So I bought with what I could here, and then price showed me, oh, we're not breaking out. This is not a W. Let me get out of here. So everybody else is DCAing, buying, and DCAing their positions, getting cheaper, and they're basically losing money. There's just no guarantee the price is ever going to come back up to 18 cents. It's been almost a year. So we come all the way down to 3 cents. And I think that's where I was watching it. It's like I'd had enough because the whole way down I was putting in my stack, then pulling my stack out, then putting in my stack, then pulling my stack out. Which if I had left my stack in originally from the date where I went in January, basically, I think the 21 cents is where I initially bought, like with a stack. And then I pull it out, and it dipped. And I put it back in again. And I was like, all right, cool, we're going somewhere. And I pull it out right here because it dipped. That same $1,000, do the quick math on that. So let's say I bought it at 21 cents and just held it. That would have only gotten me 4,761 shares. At 4,761 shares at the current price of 0.0039. Let me correct this. That's right, baby. It's 0.39. Would be like worth $142. That means that $1,000 should be down negative, almost what? It'd be down negative $857, and it's down $857 from a part where I bought it in February, January, at 21 cents, and it's been almost a year. Like, those people hate Hex right now, or they're like, oh, Hex is great, I want to hold it, But I almost believe, from the consumer standpoint, 90% of those people hate it. Like, they're freaking upset. I was upset when it didn't meet my expectations, because when it boils down, I don't care if you're buying Hex, Zen, USDC, COG, Rex, whatever the heck you're getting into, ETH, Bitcoin, Dogecoin. Nobody is buying crypto to lose money. We're all buying it because we want to make profit. Plain and simple, man. And so, like, in that case, that's $146. But now, what if I had that 142 and it's constantly going down, and I bought it here? Again, what I'm getting at, the point is, there's no guarantee, okay, that price will come back up to this point. So if you're putting it in, price may not come back to this point for a whole nother year. It could be another year. It could be, a few weeks. It could be a few months. You don't freaking know. And so it didn't make sense to me, like, to put in my stack, oh, and it dips. Put in my stack, oh, and it dips. Put in my stack. So what I did is I put in my stack at 3 cents down here, right in this area, because I got caught up in this. It did the same, I got caught up in the same thing. It's like, hey, we're riding up. Now we're coming all the way back down again. So what did I expect at this point to happen? I expected price to continue downwards. And then, all right, let me pull my stack out. And here's the reason why. The number of shares that I could have got would have only been 4,761 with 1,000. I put in $1,000 at 3 cents. I'm picking up 30,000 shares. It just makes more sense to save my capital. And although I may not be perfect on timing when Hex is going to turn around or come back up, I'm not perfect at timing that. What I can at least do is get a general entry in a range, like I've tried to do, and then ride that range out. Because once the breakout happens, like once the bull market happens, you're going to get ups and downs in the bull market, but the price is generally going to trend up and to the right. Like that's just a bull market. That's what's going to happen.
Here, girl. Come on. Here, girl.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. It's kind of late. You probably see that again. Can't control when the baby cries. But, yeah. My whole point is with Hex, with any coin, I don't believe in the DCA. I'm not a fan of it. It's just a personal preference. Works for some people. Not going to work for me because I'm not going to lock up that capital and be down negative. It doesn't make sense. Plus, I'm poor. So it's like, why would I do that? I'm trying to buy it where it's going to go up. I'm not buying it because I want to lose money. I'm buying it because I want to make money. So, that being said, I'd rather have $1,000 for 1 cent than be down to $10 or $5 in an investment that I purchased like 8 or 12 months ago. I'm learning these things as I kind of go along, and it's kind of a bitter truth because a lot of people right now they're about to hit a breaking point. You know, Pulse Chain itself keeps getting delayed. We haven't seen the documentary that come out on the project yet, so people are starting to get antsy. I'm just more like, I'm not necessarily like, I would say antsy, but I'm not buying the DCA crap. I'm not buying it. I think it's stupid. But anyway, with any coin, really, I'm not trying to DCA anywhere. You don't buy something just so that it keeps going down. You buy it eventually with the expectation it's going to go up. Like it's going to rise, give you some type of price appreciation. Shib, I remember I got into Shib, and like, I remember this day here on October 21st, 2021. I remember that day, and I remember the Shib that I had, and I remember how fast the price moved on that day. And I guess another thing that's crazy to me is just how fast things go up, but then how long it takes them to sell. So like you have this like day where price is fluctuating from 0007 to 00005, like 00007, 4 zeros, but basically fluctuating back and forth, up and down. It was literally moving as fast as my mouse cursor is moving. And there was no way to try to get into, like, if you would have tried to sell during that, you would have hit some kind of slippage and you would have lost money, lost profit. I was out. I was out. I just sold out, and then I took that money, and that was the money I put in Cat Girl, where, I realized the 6 figures on paper, and then didn't take out at least 60%. I let that stuff slide. But just look at how long it's taken it to just go down. And look, same thing can be said here. How many people DCA'd from 2021 talking about, I'm DCAing, it's gonna be great, DCA, and then on May of 2022 they go online and then it dropped even further. I don't even see this guy's name. I forgot his name. His name was Pop or something like that. He used to talk about this all the time, all the time. Well, I'm on. So, kind of back where I was at before baby started crying again. Again, I'm reminiscing in my vlog, man. I do the investing. I love the music, but this is kind of another passion of mine. Now I'm just gravitated to it. Same thing. I mean, you could have DCA'd in Shiba Inu. I think I called it Doge, so I apologize. But you could have been DCAing in this from 2021, and it's now 2022. It's been a year and a half, almost a little more for you, and your account is down still. That's stupid. I haven't messaged you. I took my profit in SHIB from here, and I got out completely. And I saw people afterwards, like I said, talk about it on Twitter, talk about it everywhere else, put up news articles. Meanwhile, all those articles and all that news is going up, and the price is just going down and down. And then there was this guy who was a part of it forgot his freaking name. He was another dude who like made millions of dollars. He started talking. I started following him. I was like, oh, if I follow him, I'll find a coin and make some money. And all they did was just shill nonsense. Like all they did was just shill pumpkin ducks, Sheems, like Floki Inu. Like you don't see none of them stupid coins around anymore. And all they did was just shill crap for the whole freaking half of a year, and then recession set in around May, and all those people, millions of people, gave their money and became exit liquidity and basically got robbed. So I'm over it, man. I'm freaking over it. It's insane. It's crazy. Like, look, this is 19 minutes ago. Like, I'm literally showing this. Price did go this high today, but where's the price set on Zen right now? I'll tell you what, it's not at 6. You know where it is? It's at 36. You know why? Because this guy needs somebody to be exit liquidity so he can get out of his position and put in another stake and dump it on somebody's head. Like that's what I feel. And it's like Twitter is the sentiment thing for me. The only thing I really care about Twitter is when Richard Hart says pulse chain's active, and I'm gonna like limit my Twitter usage and just post my music there when I release different songs. I don't even want to deal with Twitter on the crypto side. You know. So I'm talking to you guys. I know this is a random point, but an Elmo toy out of nowhere is starting to talk somewhere in the house, which is freaking terrifying. So I have little kids. They like Elmo, and Elmo toys are the worst, especially when it's down in the bottom of the toy box and you just hear Elmo's voice like at 2 in the morning. It'll make you lose your mind, man, or woman. All right. So. Yeah. To me, it's just pretty crazy, you know. The Zen project, and I'm going to talk about this again. I'm going to reminisce, and I'm going to shut up. I'm going to stop this whole video. But I think with Jack, what he's managed to do is he's managed to turn people's greed into something that's like profitable and with expectations. Like the only reason the guy, like, okay, so you mint gas, right? But when I minted, I think I'm like number 100,000 something. Like I'm like pretty early in the mint deal for like 300 something days, which is like a little over a year. And so I just paid gas fees. That was it. $5. I'm gonna get Zen. So I paid $5, and then my Zen starts going up. And I'm looking at it, I got like 20 million tokens, but then you take 20 million, multiply it by the current price, and I'm like, yo, that's like 6 figures. But you can't get it for a whole year. So what people were doing is they arbitraged the price on a day, basically just for a day. So they would make 100 wallets, pay the gas fee, and then the next day they would mint like 60,000 in, and initially they were making like bank. Like dudes are making a couple $1,000s, and it came all the way down. They just kept arbitrage, and at this point, it's just not profitable. Right, even right now, it's not even profitable to try to do it for a day. You're not gonna make any money. Like you're not gonna make nowhere near as much money as these guys are making on the way down. So now what they're doing is it's flipped. They're staking it because for some reason, the stake period from now or from this day would be like the 22nd, 31st. With what they're coming out with and with the NFTs, which is very similar to Hex. Like they've copied Hex, not Hex, they've copied Hedron, and they made it where Zen, you can take your Zen that's going to be minted years from now and turn it into an NFT and sell it so that person owns that Zen, and when they can mint that Zen when it comes out. Like they're copying the whole Hex chain system. But what's interesting is that it's kind of playing on greed. People see so much money available within about 20 to 29 days that they're willing to pump the price up to stake it for those periods to make money. And that's where this price started going crazy wild. while everything was going down, like 600%. So effectively, if you had like $100 and you put it in, it would be worth like 400 or something, or 300. At the top peak, it was like worth 500. If you got in way down low here, like off of $60, I think one guy put in $60, it was worth $600, which is crazy. Which in our mind, you're thinking that's crazy, but that's basically what they're doing. And so I think this project's interesting because I think he's found a way to like monetize greed, and monetize greed, but reward delayed gratification. Because as time goes on, the token is more deflationary and it's harder to mint it. It's going to be more expensive to mint it. Their time frame target's 8 years, so you know it's 8 years. But what I know right now, like I said, is I know within 20 days, a lot of those contracts and the stakes that are being pumped in, they're gonna end. They're gonna end around here some time frame. So my goal is to sell before then, which is why I put basic price. Of course, up here I know this is sell city because that's just ridiculous. It's already overbought. But I'm like, yo, if it hits it, I just feel if it hits anywhere in this range, it's just sell city, just sell. There's no reason to hold it. I mean, I don't know. Anything can happen. It is crypto. Heck, there's only maybe a couple of thousand. Well, there's millions of people that know about Zen, but you don't see it in the news. So, another cool project. But the people that got burned are the ones that bought it on the exchanges. They got broke because they bought it here. And they're the types of people that don't understand crypto. Like, they're the types of people that will go on an exchange and buy Hex on the exchange and not have a wallet. And they'd be like, hey, I got some Hex. No, you don't. The exchange owns your Hex. You don't even have the keys. And all you got to do is say something stupid about Kim Kardashian and walruses are dying and they're dumb. And they'll lock your accounts, close your social media, and then close your brokerage account, and then they'll take your money. Like, I'll say this: if you're going into crypto, period, from what I've learned, learn how to do a wallet, learn how to get the keys. It's no different than setting up a bank account. It's just another way to do it, and it's the most secure method because it's only you and your keys and your password. You don't give it to anybody. You don't hand it off to anybody else. You write that crap down, put it in a lockbox, put it on metal. What I did was I took my computer completely off the internet. I had a file. I made a quick file, burned it, put it on a USD with a password, and put all my stuff on there and then pull the USD out. And I don't even put that USD in. Like, it's just on that USD's got my keys on it. And if I ever put that thing in my computer, I take the internet out. Like, I just disconnect the internet, I restart the computer and just go from base, and then I just glance at it. That's all I do. And I think that USB, I haven't even plugged it in my computer. It's almost been like a year since I've plugged it in. And then I also wrote stuff down, put it away, just put it away somewhere safe. And that's it. You don't give it to anybody. Anybody asks for it, you don't give it to anybody. Because once you give them your keys, your stuff's gone. It's gone. You're not getting it back. It's literally the most secure. You're your own safety net. The people, I don't think they understand what crypto is supposed to be as far as the centralization part or being decentralized. They just rely on the institutions. Like, they get a Coinbase account, they buy Bitcoin. Oh, I own Bitcoin. No, you don't. No, you don't. Coinbase owns Bitcoin. Coinbase is just your medium exchange to sell and buy. So if you actually have a centralized wallet, you got Bitcoin on it, you can send some to Coinbase and cash out, and there's your money that you need for the month. Then and that's an easy way to keep track of taxes anyway. But yeah, people don't get it. That's all I'll say. Get a wallet, learn how to do it, and you'll realize how important it is. I mean, I remember being in altcoins and watching them on the exchange be worth more than the coin in my wallet. And you're just like, I own the actual coin, but the exchange is like hyperinflating the price off the coins they own, but they own those coins. And they're making money hand over fist by wrecking people. It's insane. So, I don't know, I've pretty much rambled on for about 34 minutes. I really don't expect a lot of people to watch this video. I really don't care. This is just more of a vlog and an insight to crypto from someone's perspective who's trying to make it work. You know, I'm not in this just to do it just for the fun of it, although it is interesting. I don't even care about the tech. It's a place for the common man like me. Like, where else am I going to be able to put $100 in and watch that mug turn into $600? I can't do that with my bank. I could try to do it with stocks, but then are the stocks open 24/7? Are they open when I get off of work? No, they're not. So this is the only, in my opinion, this is probably going to be the last bull run we ever have. The last opportunity for people to really make true wealth that's not centralized, that they actually control and they own. And then after this, your wealth is going to be controlled by social contracts. Like Elon, despite what anybody says, him buying Twitter was probably the best thing that could happen for freedom of speech. You know, if you say what you want, not worry about the government coming in, as we found out with Twitter, like the government coming in and basically shutting you down because they don't like what you said. People need to be able to voice their opinion. They need to. It's like a human right. Like, just say what you feel. I feel this way. Great. You go about your business. I go about my business. And I think Elon understood the importance of that, but he also knew that people are greedy, which is why he bought it for $42 million. Like, if you're the owner, you're really gonna turn down $42 million? No, you're not, because people are greedy. But again, he's using greed to his advantage to do the betterment for others, hopefully. Just like most, some other projects are that I talked about, but all rolls back uphill. We need the freedom. Wow, the baby girl, she went to sleep. And the funny thing is, if I take her and go lay her down, she's gonna wake up, and then she's just gonna start crying again. So literally, I'm gonna sit here till like 12 in the morning, so that I can give my wife enough time to get some sleep, and then lay her down. That way, when she wakes up crying, it's like, oh, it's my wife's turn. That's basically what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna go to work at like 7:45 in the morning, which means I have to get up at like 6. But make sure I gotta take my son to school, so I can make sure he doesn't pee the bed. So there goes sleep. Yeah. If you've been here this long and this far, just listening to me, thank you. And if you're getting into crypto, man, now's the time. Talk about what you're doing. Don't give everybody the whole kit and caboodle. Don't show your keys to people online or your wallet. But I think the more we get people talking about it and just being upfront about it, this stuff will be around. And if we ever get in a position like to help people, they'll be able to go back and look at our YouTube history and the videos and say, oh yeah, this dude was like broke and this actually worked out. This is how he did it. This is kind of why I'm trying to do this. I just want to track it, man, and then see where it goes from there. Have a wonderful morning, because my morning is just beginning. Peace out.